The Acolyte is just days away, and in that show we will meet the Wookiee Jedi, Kelnacca. The idea of seeing a Wookiee Jedi in action is very exciting, but Kelnacca is far from the first Wookiee to become a Jedi in canon. So today I'm discussing every canon Wookiee Jedi. I hope you enjoy. First up is the most well-known Wookiee Jedi, Gungi. Gungi was a male youngling in the final years of the Galactic Republic. He and 5 other Jedi younglings were deemed to be the top of their class, and in the Clone Wars, they were sent to Ilum to enter the Crystal Cave and gather Kyber crystals in order to construct their first lightsabers. When gathering his crystal, Gungi learned the attribute of patience, waiting for a body of freezing water to freeze over so that he could cross it and collect his crystal. Gungi and the other younglings then headed back towards Coruscant and began construction on their lightsabers. However, pirates led by Hondo attacked the ship, and while Gungi and the other younglings evaded the pirates, Ahsoka was pulled into space with the pirates. Gungi then constructed his lightsaber, which was quite unique, being made of wood from a brylark tree. The group then landed on Florum to cool the ship's engines and save Ahsoka. There they joined Prago's travelling world of wonder. Together they infiltrated Hondo's base, stole back Ahsoka's lightsabers, and freed Ahsoka. They got away on a stolen speeder and boarded their ship, but were shot down by the pirates who took them hostage. However, they found that Hondo's base was being attacked by General Grievous, so the Jedi and the pirates worked together to free Hondo and escape. Before the Jedi Purge, Gungi reached the rank of Padawan. Gungi managed to survive the Purge and continued being a Jedi. By 18 BBY, he was captured by Vanguard Axis droids to be sold. At one point, Gungi managed to escape, but was caught by 2 droids. Fortunately, Omega came to the rescue, taking out the battle droids, and him and the Bad Batch successfully got away. Gungi struggled to trust the Bad Batch, but ended up letting them bring him to Kashyyyk. The group then landed there and headed through the forest. On the way, they were attacked by netcasters, but Gungi used the Force to connect to the netcasters, and the group were able to pass through safely. However, upon reaching the Wookiee village, they found the place burned down by Trandoshans, and they learned that a Wookiee warrior had been captured. Gungi sprung into action, attacking the Trandoshans, and, with the help of the Bad Batch, took them out. Gungi mourned his people. The Wookiee warrior then brought 2 other Wookiees to the scene, and they invited Gungi to their village. Soon the Trandoshans began burning down the forests. Gungi then went with the Wookiees, who asked the trees for wisdom. Despite growing up away from Wookiee culture, Gungi managed to connect to the trees and informed the Bad Batch that the trees had a plan. The Wookiees and the Bad Batch then hid in bushes and ambushed the Trandoshans and strategically retreated towards netcaster nests. This was successful. Gungi was then followed by a Trandoshan called Venomore, who tried to trap Gungi with fire. However, Gungi managed to distract the Trandoshan into surrounding himself with fire, leaving him trapped with Gungi. Gungi then sliced his flamethrower in half and left him to the mercy of the netcasters. After this, Gungi joined the Wookiee tribe and stayed on Kashyyyk to protect his homeworld and his people. Next is Kelnacca. Kelnacca was a Wookiee male Jedi Master from the High Republic era. With the Acolyte not being out yet, we don't know much about him, but what we have been told is that he is a loner who has hidden away in the tangled jungles of Kothar. Now there's Burryaga Agaberry. Burryaga was a male Jedi Knight in the High Republic era. When he was very young, he was afraid to climb trees, but his parents went with him and taught him bravery. At some point after this, Burryaga joined the Jedi Order and became a Padawan under Nibba Sek, who learned Shiriwook to communicate with him. During the Great Hyperspace Disaster, where 2 ships crashed in hyperspace, causing many hyperspace anomalies and danger, Buriaga and Nib partook in the rescue efforts in the Hatzal system. Buriaga discovered that the hyperspace anomalies were actually starship fragments which had survivors in them. Buriaga felt the terror of the survivors deeply, and this terror was transmitted through the Jedi Force network. Despite issues in not understanding Buriaga, the Jedi eventually realized that the starship fragments had people on board because of Buriaga's efforts. A year later, Buriaga and Nib attended the Republic Fair on Valo when the Nihil attacked. Buriaga helped where he could. At a later point, Buriaga became trapped on the bottom half of the Starlight Beacon due to a Nihil attack. He and his friend, Bel Zetifar, discovered the body of Nib Asak, who'd been killed by a Nameless. Later, Buriaga went missing, fighting a Raftar, and was presumed dead. But Bel felt that he was actually alive and searched for him, eventually finding him. Next is Kursish. Kursish was a Jedi initiate by 42 BBY, which is 10 years before the Phantom Menace. He lived at the Jedi Temple and joined the Tibidi clan, which was an initiate clan taught by Yoda and for a time, Dooku. He was friends with 2 others in the group, a Togorian called Jackson and a Trandoshan called Gaira. One day, this trio saw Yoda and Dooku demonstrate lightsaber combat, and Kursish revealed big ambitions of becoming a better Jedi than both of the Jedi Masters. Meanwhile, Dooku told Yoda that he had impressive form with his lightsaber, and Yoda said he was dedicated, driven, and had good friends. Later, Kursish had a vision of Wookiees and Trandoshans fighting, including Gaira attacking him. He went to the Jedi archives to research this vision, and bumped into Dooku. Dooku gave him the advice to keep the vision to himself, saying that the Jedi did not look kindly on Force visions. After this, Kursish became aggressive towards Gaira. Yoda noticed this, and told him that he must show respect to all of the Jedi here. Kursish then received another vision, where he joined his friends for lunch, and hugged Gaira. Gaira then shoved him away and struck at him with her lightsaber. He then went to Dooku, who told him that the Force was warning him of something, and that he must gather evidence and be ready to act. The Tibidi clan was then taken to Corvair II for a trial. Here, Kursish pulled Gaira aside and attacked her. The pair fought, with Gaira not wanting to fight, but Kursish not giving up. Yoda then intervened, stopping the situation. He told Kursish that there's darkness in everyone, and that it was him acting through fear and anger, the tools of the dark side. The pair were brought back to the Jedi Temple. Kursish was told he had much to learn, and Gaira left the Order, deciding not to risk turning to the dark side. Now there's Arkoff. Arkoff was a male Jedi Master in the High Republic era. He served at the Jedi Temple on the remote planet of Banshee, with Jedi Knight Lily Tora Assi, and many Padawans. After the Great Hyperspace disaster, Arkoff and the other Jedi on the planet helped those displaced by the disaster. While on the planet, he also had to respond to a surprise attack from the Drenger. Finally, there's Tivoca. Tivoca was a Jedi Master who trained Plo Koon, and nothing is really known about him. In Legends, he was on the Jedi High Council, but he hasn't been expanded on in canon. I'd also like to give an honourable mention to Yipruk, a Force-sensitive male Wookiee, who was kidnapped by a Trandoshan hunter and had to be rescued, although I don't think he was a Jedi. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and we hope to see you later at Vault Holocron.